We often think about spending our money, but have you ever thought about spending your time with the same level of care that you spend or worry about your money? I bet you haven't. Think about this. We often think of where we're spending our money, how much money we make, da da da. Like, we can always make more money, but we can't make more time. Like I already mentioned, today we are discussing the 4 major beliefs keeping you stuck in scarcity, keeping abundance, money, wealth, or just freedom, anything you deem as abundance, you're keeping it away from you. And I'm going to give you some tips step by step of how to move into abundance. And we hear a lot about scarcity and abundance nowadays because it's definitely trendy, right? Which I'm happy about because it's cool when cool things get trendy. But that also means that we need to be careful where we get our information from. So I want to break this down very simply. And the first question we need to ask is, what is scarcity, or what are scarcity and abundance? Instead of just talking about it like we know what it is, let's break it down. So scarcity is a fear of never having enough. Scarcity is the belief that the availability of something is limited, that there is a shortage. Hear that again. So just whenever you hear scarcity is a fear of never having enough. It is the belief that the availability of something is limited and that there is a shortage. If someone else has it, that means I won't get it. If it's gone forever. Simply put, it's the fear of never having enough, and that's why we're addressing this fear, because it's absolutely critical. And the fear is the root cause of it, and until you address the fear, it will remain in your life. Now, what is abundance? Right? It's safe to say that it is not what scarcity is. But if we use our friend Google, you will find that it means a very large quantity of something. So abundance is a very large quantity of something. That's a start, but I want to take it one step further and say that it is a limitless, in all caps, limitless supply of something. So there is no limit, shortage, or scarcity in abundance. It is everywhere and everything at all times. It is beyond our comprehension. So abundance is believing that there's always enough and always will be. Abundance is knowing that you already have enough. Abundance is trusting that you are taken care of. It is the belief that you will not run out, that you will be replenished, often with something better than what you previously had or thought you had, that your needs and much more are easily met. You know that you can have something at the same time as someone else, and it doesn't hinder either of your ability to flourish. This is the law that God and the universe live by. So, is there a limit on energy? No. A limited amount of love? No. Is there an end to like space, like literal space? No. It's infinite. So, which one hit home for you? Like, when I read what scarcity is and when I described what abundance is, which one are you living more in? Now, all that sounds magical, right? All that sounds super, super cool, but let's dive into the beliefs that are keeping you away from this limitless amount of love, wealth, and freedom. And keep in mind, when I talk about abundance, when I talk about wealth, it really is all of these things that you value dearly to live a limitless and full life. And so to me, these 4 beliefs we're diving into are keeping you away, literally keeping you away from the limitless amount of love, wealth, and freedom. All right, so number 1, this number 1 major belief: money is hard to make. I repeat, you believe money is hard to make. And this is definitely a common belief. And here are some symptoms, right, of how you know. You might not be telling yourself money is hard to make. I mean, you definitely could. I know lots of people who do say that. But here's some symptoms of this belief. You might be looking at those around you and thinking, why it's so easy for them and not you. I think that's a major thing, is that you look at everyone else and it's so easy for them and difficult for you. So growing up personally, and still to this day, I've had family tell me, Ben, it always works out for you. even when you don't have money coming in, it somehow works out. You've always been a good saver, and everything just seems to go your way. So if that rings a bell for you, if you're already annoyed because I'm that guy, like, don't worry, I don't take offense. I totally get it. And why we're here is to really learn and discuss so you can step into being this person that everything works out for you. Because that's what I believe. Everything is working out for me. That doesn't mean it's super easy to believe all the time, or there's no hiccups, or there's no doubt. But most of the time, well, technically all the time, but I have a moment, but I always come back around to knowing that everything is working out for me. So I could tell you over and over why money is easier to make than you think, like much easier to make, but I want to open up your mind and your possibilities with an example. So the example is, I want you to think of this. Have you ever been scrolling endlessly on Instagram and noticed how many people have tens or hundreds of thousands of followers? And you have no idea who these people are. You've never heard of them. So you're scrolling through Instagram and you're like, man, these people have tons of followers. Who are they? And they could be, their niche could be in cooking, photography, fitness, business, finance, sports, and so much more. If you haven't ever done this, I want you just to notice going forward, because this is a proof of abundance. This is showing you how many people that you have no idea exist, and so many other people that you have no comprehension exist, have so many, like just tons of followers. And followers don't always equal money, but again, right? Abundance just isn't money. So, and it's seeing the possibility that is out there. And that's why I bring up this example, because it's so simple and something we can all relate to and see with our own eyes. Like, I've come across accounts that have 1 million followers and I've never heard of them before. And nobody that I follow, or none of my mentors follow them. So how can someone that I see with their account, I've never heard of them, and how many other accounts are like that, right? So I actually looked into this because I was curious. I was like, man, how many of these accounts are out there? I was like, there's so many of these that I've seen and I keep running across them and I've never seen them before. So I went to the website. I'm not sure if it's Statista, if that's how but it's like stats, like statistics basically. So the name of this graph, this data actually is distribution of Instagram accounts worldwide as of June. So this is 2019 by number of followers. So this is giving us a breakdown of how many Instagram accounts have what amount of followers. And this is super, super interesting. So to me, my initial thought would be like, okay, there's probably more accounts with less followers. That's what I would assume. And I'm not sure if you're the same, but I would assume that more accounts have less followers. That's actually not the case. It's super fascinating. So only 9.1%, so 9% of the accounts on Instagram have 0 to 1,000 followers. So 0 to 1,000 followers, that's only 9%. And keep in mind, these are business accounts. These are business profiles. So not just everybody, but these are business profiles. But still, right, it's still only 9% of business profiles are like have up to 1,000 followers. And then 30% are 1,000 to 10,000. And the crazy thing is this, 36% of accounts have 10,000 to 100,000. And then 19% have 100,000 to 1 million. Then 1 million to 10 million is 4.3%. So you have to keep in mind, of course, yes, people can buy followers and all those fun things. But again, it's even just like 19% have 100,000 to 1 million followers. That's a lot, like 19.5%. So basically 20% of business profiles on Instagram have 100,000 or more followers, which is crazy to me. All right, so that's just one example. And I bring this up because you are only seeing your current reality, right? So whether it's like your own personal bank account, your business, your love life, whatever it is, you're only looking at your current reality, and this is why you're stuck in scarcity. Because there's so much beyond your current reality and what you're seeing. Not just other people, but actual just so yeah, there's actual people living this, but just scenarios for your own like your own personal outcomes. You have not seen those yet. So this is why I want to bring this up, because you haven't seen these and you can't even comprehend them. So like for me, right, I have about like 6,500 followers. So 6,500 followers, which I'm so grateful for this, for you in this community. And I make a great living with this amazing community. So think about that too. Like you don't even, like what you equate to abundance or to success isn't always the case. There are so many people who make lots of money with little followers, and people with lots of followers that make little money. So if your belief is that money is hard to make, being successful is difficult, it only happens if you're lucky, I'll never get it, that's for other people, not me, it's my circumstances, I want you to question that today. I want you to question that money is hard to make. So I'm gonna give you a few questions to ask yourself and reflect on these today. Am I making it as easy as possible to receive? Am I making it as easy as possible to receive? What would this look like if it were easy? What would this look like if it were easy? What would it feel like if money flowed with ease? What would I feel like if money flowed with ease? All right, y'all. Major belief number 2 is I never have enough time. I'm too busy. If you're someone who says, I never have enough time, I'm just so busy, this is for you. Because abundance is much more than money. I already mentioned that. Abundance is how you choose to spend your time. We often think about spending our money, but have you ever thought about spending your time with the same level of care that you spend or worry about your money? I bet you haven't. Think about this. We often think of where we're spending our money, how much money we make, We can always make more money, but we can't make more time. Time is much more valuable. It is the most precious resource that we have. So think less about money and more about time, because this is how you are currently valuing yourself and life and how you operate within abundance. So if you catch yourself thinking or saying, I'm too busy, then you are in scarcity. And I know there's so many of us that say that, but it's true. Because if you ever say, I'm too busy, it's because you're not honored. Like you literally are saying, I don't have enough time. And if you ever catch yourself, I don't have enough time, what is that saying? I don't have enough. Literally, that's saying I don't have enough. That's a scarce thought, right? And it's because you're not honoring what you value. So if you are not honoring what you value and not respecting the most precious resource, which is time, of course, you're not going to attract as much abundance as you would like. You are in conflict of what you want. So if you say, I don't have enough time, but I want all these things, you're literally in conflict. So first, I encourage you to stop saying I'm too busy, and you can start saying something like this. I fill my life with who and what I truly cherish and value. I fill my life with who and what I truly cherish and value. And this is how you live in abundance. And then make sure you back that up with action. So you're not just going to fill your life with who you truly cherish and value. That's so important, right? The people and the activities you spend your time on, so that they reflect on your value and worth. Like if you're spending with time with people that bring you down or you don't like, or you like, if you spend all your time with them, that's not matching up to what you value. Again, it's that conflict. And so you're not in alignment with what you truly value, and universe and God aren't going to deliver. It's like you're literally, when you're in conflict with that, you're saying, I don't want this. So it's even your thoughts. It's beyond the people and activities. It's even your thoughts. So how much time do you spend scrolling on social media? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but simply question what you value and make sure you back that up with real life implementation. And it's not even just about scrolling, right? It's like, how intentional are you scrolling? Who are you following? Are you scrolling to numb? Are you scrolling to like connect with people genuinely? So it's all about the intention behind it as well. All right, y'all, let's go to belief number 3. Belief number 3 is I don't have the luxury to take a break. So numero tres is I don't have the luxury to take a break. Like we talked about in number 2, Abundance is more than money. It is your beliefs and practices around pleasure. And so why I'm excited to really talk about this is because abundance and wealth, again, I keep repeating this, it's more than money. It is time. And it goes around like pleasure and like luxury, which ties into both, money and time. So it is your beliefs and practices around pleasure. And I bring up pleasure because that's what luxury is. Luxury is a surplus, right? We view it as an extra thing. It's a luxury. That's what that means, which is an abundant practice. So if you are saying, I don't have the luxury, I want you to hear what you're saying. I don't have the luxury. So if you're saying that, that means you don't have it. You know what I mean? And you're not going to get it if you keep saying that and believing it. So you are literally telling yourself that scarcity is more important than abundance. You are telling yourself that you don't want to live comfortably and be well taken care of. You are calling in more hardships, suffering, and more sacrifice than necessary. Seriously, you are saying this to yourself subconsciously when you are saying, I don't have a luxury. You are saying that you want to struggle and you never want to have more than enough. So I don't have the luxury to take a break. Or if you insert anything after, I don't have the luxury of blank, you are staying stuck in a place of scarcity. You are telling the universe that, nope, I don't want a break. I don't want to live comfortably. I don't want to have these amazing things. I don't want awesome vacations. I don't want to take a breather. I don't want rest. I don't want relaxation. I don't want rejuvenation. I'd rather be imprisoned and live in a life of pain and little joy. And is that what you want? If yes, if that's what you want, then sweet, then keep speaking like this and thinking like this. But if not, then begin to shift your thoughts that taking a break is necessary to replenish yourself. Taking a break is necessary to replenish yourself on the path to fulfilling your highest calling. And this isn't just ooey gooey talk, spiritual Ben talk, right? There have been many studies about burnout and how necessary rest is, and luxury and pleasure, treating yourself, celebrating, having fun. Fun is high frequency. And so if you want to know about stress and burnout, check out the book Thrive by Arianna Huffington. So try speaking, saying, thinking, feeling, and eventually believing these words. Ready? This is something that you can write down. This is definitely an episode. I hope y'all are taking notes and go listen back to this because there's so many things that I'm telling you that are actually going to help you step into and live a more abundant life. Rest is necessary and wonderful. I am necessary and I am wonderful. Rest is not only practical but essential to my deliciousness of life. Hear this again. Rest is necessary and wonderful. I am necessary and wonderful. Rest is not only practical but essential to my deliciousness of life. All right, y'all. Before we get to the very last belief, and it's definitely going to be a surprising one that you probably haven't thought about, I'm very excited to announce my first ever group coaching course. Big news, my first ever group coaching course. It is called Generate Wealth and Abundance by Releasing Fear. Your Soul's Guide to Financial Freedom. And what a cool name for a course, right? Let me read that again because it is so cool. Generate Wealth and Abundance by Releasing Fear. It is your soul's guide to financial freedom. And this course is for all of you who are resonating with exactly what I'm talking about in this episode. So if you have any or all of these beliefs that I'm covering and you want to break through them, this course is definitely for you. I will be coaching the group each week and walking through not just, lectures and videos, but live coaching, walking through with real people in real time, including you, and you can learn from others as well. I can coach you and others personally so we can learn from each other. Watching videos doesn't do it all for us. Listening to this podcast, listening to other podcasts, that's all great, but that's only going to get you to a certain level. If you only listen and you don't integrate and you don't practice and you don't dive into your personal, beliefs and with these exercises and practices that we're going to do, you need actual guidance and coaching, and that's what I'm here for. So here are the 3 kinds of people that this course is for. Person number one is you feel like your worth is attached to external circumstances, results, or success. So if you feel like your worth, matters how successful your job you are, your results, your success, those types of things, You feel like your worth is attached to external circumstances, results, or success. This is for you. Person number 2 is you have money, like you might have a lot of money, but you feel guilty for it. You feel stressed about it. Like somehow you still feel like you don't have enough, or you feel guilty, like you don't want people to know that you kind of hide, or you dim down yourself. So that's person number 2. And person number 3 is you have stress or anxiety around money, which is almost every person. So you feel like you never have enough and you're always running out. If you have a stress and anxiety around money, you feel like you never have enough and you're always running out, this is for you. So if you want to sign up, and I'd love to work with you, see you in person, dive through these things so you can learn from other people, learn from me, and I can learn from you and other people. It's an amazing community. Go to the link in the show notes, go to that link in the description, and sign up for the course waitlist. And there are really cool bonuses for the first people to sign up. There's one-on-one coaching. There's a one-on-one coaching call with me for the first 10 people who sign up, which is basically, if you're adding up the financial benefits to it, that's about half of the amount of the course anyway. So to make sure you go jump on that, the first 10 people get a one-on-one call with me so we can dive through your personal things. And then the course opens very soon, y'all, and there are limited spots, so make sure you go get on the wait list right now. Go press pause, go do it right now. Go to the show notes, go click that link, and I will see you there. This is a very unique offering because what we're doing is not offered in a typical money course, and it's not even just about money. If you know me, right, I'm all about soul. I'm all about love. And so we're going to take a different approach to it, that it's not just about saving money. It's not just about getting out of debt. Like, those are benefits, but you're missing such a critical piece to financial freedom. So we're going to dive into your mindset, your relationship, your psychology, and like paradigm shifting techniques that actually address the root of your issue, which is all fear-based. And that's where I come in, discussing the fear and releasing that. So if you want to be free from financial fear, this is for you. All right, y'all, here comes the very last major limiting belief keeping you stuck in scarcity. The fourth major belief keeping you stuck in scarcity is, I hope this problem just disappears. Right? So looks like avoidance, or trying to ignore it, trying to forget it. So if you catch yourself thinking, I hope this problem just goes away, I hope this disappears, and this can even go to the level of God will take care of it. The universe will take care of me. And you are spiritual bypassing, which means you are not taking accountability. You try and put everything on, the higher powers to take care of it all, and that you have no accountability whatsoever. And I'm not saying to not trust and not believe that that we're not being taken care of, but we need to keep in mind. So I hope everyone is really listening closely to this one, because this is actually a lot of us that we just think God will provide, the universe has our back, which it does, right? I'm a huge believer in this. Like, I'm uber, like I believe and I trust like a mofo. So just listen closely. We have to remember that we are co-creators in this. It's not just God. It's not just the universe. Like, fear doesn't go away by ignoring it. It's ignoring any problem doesn't just make it go away. You might think it does because you're not looking at it, but pretending it's not there doesn't make it disappear. Like, it's still there. So what this looks like, or feels like, is when you're not looking at your bank statements, you're avoiding your bills, right? It's like you get them in the mail and you keep them on a separate counter on the table. You never look at them. Like, you have late fees that maybe you could take care of with the bank, but you just ignore it. You never call them to address it. You avoid bill collectors. You don't answer your phone. And avoiding all conversations around money. Like, it could be with yourself, it could be with your spouse, it could be with your accountant. It's avoiding any type of discomfort. And it's not being willing to be coached or invest in yourself. So if everyone else has a problem but you, this is you, that you have the problem. Like, this is complete avoidance of accountability. And even though I talk a lot about trusting in God and the universe, it's a two-way street. We are spiritual beings in a physical body having a human experience. Therefore, physical/human/material action is absolutely necessary. And this gets sticky because you probably are wondering, well, what is the right balance? Like, how much do I do? How much do I receive? What is the right amount of asking and like making it happen, or letting it flow to me? I can just tell you, obsessing over the right amount of anything will like keep you paralyzed. So just take the next step, and the next one will continue to unfold before you. Just take that next step, one foot in front of the other, and the next step will like materialize as you take the next step. So a lot of like action creates clarity. And so I'm not saying like, do and hustle. But if you're just stuck in paralysis by thinking and just avoiding and ignoring, and that this is you, then you just take the next step. Like, you'll be fine. Just that next step, and then the action will create clarity of what that next step is after the next step, and so on and so forth. And that's where the trusting comes in too, right? Is like, it's not trusting that if I do nothing, this will be taken care of. It's okay, I am trusting that this next step will guide me and show me where I need to go, or what I need to do, or what do I not need to do? When do I need to pause? When do I need to be still and reflect? So this isn't a mutually exclusive relationship. You act and then you trust. You trust and you act. You receive and trust. Rinse and repeat. You trust God and the universe to guide you through the discomfort, not to avoid it. So often we bypass our accountability by not feeling these things, or not to like look at them in the eye, look at them in the face, to lean into them, to face them. But that is the point of our spirituality, our religion is not to avoid the discomfort, but to help us guide through the discomfort, not to avoid it. So you ask for help. You embody yourself with the strength to move through. Ignorance and avoidance, in my book, is not a godlike trait. So ignorance and avoidance is not something God would do, right? So lean into this fear again and again. Trust that you are being guided through the action and through the discomfort. And remember that it's not either or, it's both. It's all of it. It's you trust, you act, you receive, and all of these are existing together. Beautiful humans, thank you so much for listening. I would be super curious to hear what you learned from this episode. What belief hit home for you? What are you taking home? What really resonated, and what are you going to implement into your life? So send me a DM on Instagram @thefearguy. Let me know what your takeaways are. And of course, take a screenshot, tag me, let me know you were listening. I would appreciate it. And make sure, of course, that you leave a review. If you're listening on Apple, subscribe, send it to a friend, all the fun things. And make sure you sign up for the course waitlist so you can join me and other amazing humans breaking free from financial fears and a scarcity mindset. The course is called Generate Wealth and Abundance by Releasing Fear, your soul's guide to financial freedom. I'll see you there. Much love.